Hello there, this is Darth Rabbit07 coming to you today with another quick review. Got in from Amazon, Quintus Prime. It's another one of the primes down. Another one bites the dust. Can't wait to get a hold of those other ones that we've been seeing. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. All the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. Let's turn this around as I get ever closer to being done with Hasbro and the Age of Primes. And here is Quintus Prime on the turntable. Did a little research, found out that Earthspark, he's quintessential to the Terrans, and I'll have to go and get all good and caught up on that. Once I read a little bit, and I was like, okay, this guy's kind of cool. Maybe the first Quintus on, bringer of life, responsible for getting other life forms out there and that kind of thing. And I'm stoked to have it. This thing is just odd enough to be interested in that alt mode, and it's another prime, guys. So we're getting very close to being done with this 13 primes. Pause and scan here if you're looking in store, but this wasn't supposed to be due to February and got somehow in our hands. Let's crack him open and see how cool he really is. Out of the box and on the turntable here is Quintus Prime finally. A lot of folks in Canada have been getting them at Walmart's last week, and then this week it's been the US of A getting it in through Amazon, and it's so nice that we didn't have to wait till February to get this guy. He is absolutely magnificent in my opinion. Just the tones of green that they did, they got light and darker greens here. These robe pieces here with the Cybertronian on it, that is just incredible freaking detail on this figure. And father of the Quintessons, maybe, and because he's got all the squid-like parts here just throughout, and it looks absolutely fantastic. He actually stands on his own 2 feet, which I like that. Being a prime, he can stand up on his own 2 feet, and being the first, you got these extra set of arms, so you can go Goro if you want to, and have him show off the Emberstone. And how beautiful is that, guys? You got the little Quintus Prime symbol there on the Emberstone itself, and my camera's having a little, there you go, that's a clear shot of that. The light piped eyes, you get the hole there, and if you got the stone in, you can open this a lot easier with the cockpit. That clear plastic and the paint does worry me with time and play. It'll get a little bit rubbed raw, and that's awesome. He's got the 4 arms, and like some depictions, I'll try to put a pic of it up right here, show him having 6 arms and stuff with some character art and that kind of thing, depending on the continuity. Father of the Quintessons, scientist that he's heavily involved with creating life with this little relic right here, and it's really, really awesome. Going back into that paint again, like you got the different, you have this lighter green painted here in the details, and it makes it really pop. I like the purple it's used there, and inside of his chest there, it just looks really, really freaking amazing. When you get the bottom piece sticking back out, like how that is a central focal point in his robot mode, and the light piping in his eyes and the paint used up there just makes those details pop that much more. I really can't wait to see what third parties come through and they do to make these better in every sense of the notion there. If they, it's like Hasbro makes them, and then we get some awesome third party renditions out of the original ones or whatnot. So, and I wouldn't mind having masterpiece versions of the 13 primes, because they are quintessential, no pun intended. You got that detailing again on the side, the Cybertronian on the back there, look really, really awesome. You do get a flight stand back here for that, and over time and play, I do worry about clear plastic, but for this, it just works so significantly. Going and get into that articulation now. These guys will move around like all the way around in the circle with his extra set of arms. They got a pivot there with a pin, which is a very, very smart move there. You got all the normal shoulder articulation there. You can get the full Mr. T of sorts here, and you can get a forearm Mr. T there. You can get all the way around the waist. Of course, it's a transformation joint. You get each of these pieces here articulated. It's one solid piece in the back, and if you spin this back around, you got the 2 flaps there in the front and out to the side with those legs and that full rotation there at the waist. I love all that. You can kick up this high forward. You can go back that far that way. You can get a full Jean-Claude Van Damme. That looks every bit painful with that clear plastic, but something you can do if you so desire to do it. You do get, let's see, an upper knee to substitute as a thigh, because that's one solid piece of plastic there. You do get 90 in the knee, and some down, none back the other way. Got some awesome heavy heel spurs, blast effects ports if you desire. And it looks like he's just flying through the air. It'd be neat to see them do a retool into Botanica, because we never got that in Beast Machines. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But I don't know. I'm almost done with these primes, and when I get done with the Studio 86 series and get the combiners I want to get, and like whatever is left of the Studio Series 86 and whatever's left of these prime figures and stuff coming out of the prime line, I'm about done with Hasbro. I've stopped collecting Marvel, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, what I've got downstairs. Once I review it and anybody gives me something, or I find something for relatively cheap, then I'll pick it up then. But for the prices this stuff is going for, it's just not worth it, guys. It's just highway robbery. It's stuff that doesn't need to happen. But that's just my 2 cents on it. And I've spoke 5 minutes on this and spent on this robot mode, and I didn't even finish the articulation. So you got all that with the arms and stuff, and you can tuck these arms back in a way if you need to. And you do get like that awesome stances, A stance with the rockers. You got wrist swivels, which I always like, and they could have just cheaped out and tried to hide it in the elbow. I can't stand it when they do that, even though it's on a mushroom peg. The negative is the hollow stuff that in the year 2025, any year past 2010, this should not be a freaking thing. And they just keep on going back to this Earthspark kind of engineering and hollowing stuff out. This is hollow for a purpose. Light piping I'm good with. Some people are not too crazy about it, but yeah, it's for all the clear plastic they use, it's still pretty solid figure and handles pretty good in hand, and I freaking adore this figure. Let's get this guy over into his alt mode. And here is Quintus Prime in his ship form, his squid ship form. I mean, if you can have space whales in Star Wars, for surely in Transformers with the primes, you can have a interstellar squid ship Cybertronian form or mode, or you know, he's just one of the first 13, and this thing looks really awesome compared to what I initially thought when I saw it and stuff. It's just a lot better in hand, and I adore this. I mean, this is a little simple back here, and probably the weakest of this form, and that's the weakest of the transformation. Well, it's all kind of weak in transformation, but he has essentially just taken a high dive off into the deep space and or aquatic environments. It just works. And then you got like a third mode that you can extend these little front landing gear Quintus on tentacles backwards, like so, I guess, so you can hold on to different things, and it's just a different configuration. I like them better in a landing configuration, as that would be what none of us are going to really display him like this on the shelf or whatnot. I still think it's fun, and for younger kids, you got a lot of play factor there. I love how the 4 protruding robe pieces kind of act like an X-wing of sorts. I don't know if you can see it or if I can even show it off from the back, but I mean, they're there, and they're like the extenuating pieces. And as weird as it is very creative, and it is highly detailed, and when the light hits it, it looks amazing. Max putting in his 2 cents right now towards that. I love that Cybertronian going down through there again, as you saw in robot mode, and it's there on the back, and I kind of like to see what that is translated, but I'm just not got the patience to translate it. And I love that you can actually take and push the Emberstone to actually open. I'm going to try to demonstrate the cockpit ever so slightly, so you can pop that on out and get the Emberstone out of the cockpit, or one of the cockpit pieces. Like this looks like the forward-most cockpit, and this looks like a command center, but there again is the Emberstone in this light. It looks really awesome. And if you have that bludgeon figure and you got this Titan Master, you can flip that thing over and you get a eerily familiar, oh, I got it. Did I got it upside down? Nope, I got it right. You get that going on, and even this back in 2018 kind of resembles the Emberstone that the signet or the symbol is involved with. So that's really, really cool detail there, guys. Just give me a second more. It will not fit down inside of the cockpit whatsoever, but I mean, at least I did try, and I just love that that goes down in there. I like to get the symbol facing forward and then just shove it in there. It doesn't really matter. It's just to each his own, wherever your preference is. And how the crystal is asymmetric throughout. Really, really pretty piece of plastic. Clear plastic on this right here scares me every time, and this stuff back here might disintegrate in some time and play. But these are really thickly put together for clear plastic, and you guys know how I feel about clear plastic. But nice little bit of paint there. Kind of looks like Squidward Prime now. You got Squidward going on. I don't know if you can see that. All that good. There you go. You got Squidward Prime going on. SpongeBob reference. Very, very fun mode, all the same as it is weird. And we're going to get it back in robot mode and get into some final thoughts. Some final thoughts. For all its simplicity, Quintus Prime really does impress me a whole lot. I love that I can interact with the Prime Master. That was from 2018. That basically is an ember stone with the signet, just like you see in the ember stone here. I love that the ember stone is light piped, and you can see it here. The eyes are beautifully light piped. You got wrist rotation and all the stuff in bells and whistles. You can have him do the hover by leaving his feet and legs in ship form, or you can like spread all that out. To each his own. You can have some great fun, and it looks fantastic in the different kinds of light that you can get it in. And I love how articulated it is, and he actually has legs that he can do some really impressive stances there. He's got the other articulation that comes into play, the waist and all that stuff. Like I said, the clear plastic does wear me over time, but I think this looks fantastic for what it is. And all the stuff that he does in the mythos with being the scientist and the life bringer and the ember stone and tying back into earth spark and all that good stuff. I mean, it's great that we actually got the we had this right before this, and now we got this. So there's all the representations of Quintus that I have in my arsenal here. And that's about going to do it. If you're collecting these, of course I recommend for that, but I highly recommend. It's just interesting enough and a very, very fun figure to have in hand, even though his transformation be very simple and is kind of really weird. I highly recommend this. It's so good, guys. I have surely enjoyed it. I do worry about the clear plastic. Don't really care for all that, but I mean, this is a very creative piece, and I like it better than my Cronus. Thanks again for watching my channel. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. You guys have an excellent week out there. Take care. Stay safe. Until all are one. All.